Yeah, we got to stop. We thought we had a break, but we were balling the ball, and I was trying to tell a timeout just because I wanted the possession. We could have maybe gone, but we got a decent shot at the end. We ended up having to take it out at half court. The guys executed the play well. Tough shot by Khris, but hey, he made some big ones to get us back in the game. Terrific.
What went into the decision to kind of play through him near the end of the game?
He's been doing this a long time, so he's done this at a high level. So we got trust in him and be able to execute. He's a closer, has been for a very long time in this league, and we were going to take advantage of having him on our roster. So,
what allowed them to take control in the third quarter?
They upped their physicality, their ball pressure, their defense, and they won some of the 50-50 rebound game. But give credit to our guys, huge comeback in the end, huge fight. Our defense was terrific in the fourth. Pretty much 2.5 quarters, really good defense. The guys really buckled down, and that's how we got back in the game. We didn't shoot the ball great in the second half, but our defense propelled us to have a chance to win. So, good growth. Our guys showed a lot of resiliency tonight. Really good stuff.
What did you see from how they defended Alex, especially after the hot start, and how he navigated it?
I thought he was fine. Obviously he hit the threes early, and he had some ones in the second half he hit. Didn't hit them all, but I thought he was great tonight, aggressive. This is really only a second game back, really. Liked his force, liked his aggressiveness. I liked how he played tonight.
BK, how impressed were you with 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗟𝗡 and how you played Giannis tonight?
Fought him. Bilal fought him. We were switching on him, and we were showing crowds. We took multiple charges on him. That's the grittiness and toughness we want to show as we grow as a team. Really good stuff.
Haven't had Marcus and Khris with you long, but you got to see them in game action for the first time. What do you think, and then how has it been since they've come into the program?
First of all, they've been great. Really thankful and grateful to have them with us. Thought they did well. They're getting acclimated to what we do. They kind of fit right in. We're going to get better and learn and grow as a group as we continue to build. But I thought they were really good tonight. It's nice to have them out there.
Hey, Coach, as for Marcus and Khris, are there any particular traits you're hoping they can integrate into this final post-deadline part of the season, or any players you're hoping they can rub off on?
I just think I want them to be themselves, and what that is really high-character guys who've been in a huge experience in winning basketball, playoff basketball. These guys have played deep runs, Eastern Conference for a long time. They probably played against each other in some of those. So to have those guys on your team who are good players and really good guys, really high-character people, that's just going to rub off naturally. They don't have to do anything more than just be themselves, and that's already shown with our group. So good stuff. Sure.
And additionally, the last few games have been extremely competitive. How have you felt about the young guys scaling their games up with the roster in flux?
I think those guys have shown improvement from week to week, month to month. I've been happy with their development, and now we got more time. We got more games, so let's take advantage of this, and let's get better as a group and get better collectively, and that's what we're focused on. So we're looking forward to this challenge this last part of the season.
It seemed like Marcus communicates a lot on the defensive end. What can you say about that element and what it brings to your team?
Well, that's what goes into being a good defensive team. It starts with your communication. That's the experience. That's maybe one of the questions you ask, the stuff that can rub off, like his ability to communicate in the game, in timeouts, things he's seeing. That stuff's invaluable.
The defensive intensity you saw from your team late, especially in that run, as you guys kept getting to those loose balls, forcing. What does that say about the team, and is that exactly what you want to see?
Yeah, because the game's not always going to be perfect. The game's not played perfect. We came out, they made a run, and we responded. That's the game. That's how life goes. We didn't make a lot of shots as much as we probably would have liked to, and that didn't deter us from bouncing back from a tough moment. So credit to our guys. Those are things that you can build on, and I was really pleased with that tonight.
Try to honestly block it all out, to not let myself get too distracted. Definitely a lot going on these last couple of weeks. It's a little strange how, and coincidental how this is my first game here against the Wizards, here with the Wizards against the Bucks. But for the most part, man, just try to block it out, play basketball, focus on what I need to do, and have those conversations that, are probably needed or wanted to have after the game. That's kind of the way I looked at it.
How'd you feel out there in terms of being up to speed, obviously learning the ways of a new team?
Yeah, I still got, a lot to learn as far as, the terminology, how they play, I think I have somewhat of a good grasp on that, but it's just going to take time to, see where I can fit in or, put myself in the right positions and, with their space and how they move and whatnot. But, it's been a great start so far. These guys have been talking to me a lot, which I need from them to help me out a lot. But I know still have a lot to go. I thought it was decent tonight, but still have a long way to go.
How hard was it for you to try and separate the emotions of obviously going against your former team in this game?
I'm not really an emotional guy, so it really wasn't that hard at all. I played against all of them before. I played against Giannis before in the World Cup. That was weird. So that was the first time where it was weird playing against him. So this time wasn't as weird. But just try to focus on the game and the task at hand.
What was the reunion afterwards? Getting to hug everyone on the bench. What was that like?
Yeah, it was cool. But a 5-second embrace, can't really do the justice of how you really want to talk and what you really want to say, especially with a lot of people around. I'm a pretty private person, but at some point I know I'll be able to catch up with a lot of those guys when we have a lot of conversations and laughs and stories and whatnot.
I don't know if you've played with Marcus Smart before. I know you've played against him.
I have played with Marcus, which I have, in the World Cup.
Oh, in the World Cup. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So what was it like being in the same boat as him, making your debut?
Yeah, to have somebody with me going through the same thing. Maybe not as weird, but being around Marcus, I know I'm glad to have him on my side. Going against him so many different times, how frustrating he is as an opponent. But he's going to be great for us, great for me, great for this team with just the way he plays. He's one of the best players out there, defender players out there that this league has seen in a very long time. Very experienced, knows how to play. So I'm excited to play alongside of him again.
Hey, Khris. Given the disparity between the teams' ages and, frankly, records, were you surprised at all by the Wizards' ability to hang, intense-wise?
No, I mean, these guys can play. I haven't watched them play that much, but playing against them, I know we've had to take them serious. If not, we lost them last year where they'll come in, run you out the gym. But these guys are great. We have lapses like we saw tonight where, teams go on run and, how did we stop it for one? How did we settle down and how do we respond from it? I thought we responded great late in that fourth quarter, but, it's a process. And it's a day-by-day process. A lot of ups and downs, a lot of frustrations, but, just got to stay with it.
I know you said that you're here to win games, not just mentor. But do you see yourself at all in guys like Bub, these positionally diverse guys who can score and play make?
Say that. What was the question?
Do you see yourself in some of these young guys?
As some of these young guys?
In some of them, can you relate
for
to
sure.
them at all?
I mean, all different aspects of the game. Bub with his mid-range, Keyshawn shooter. Bilal can't do a lot of what he does. He has a lot of length and size. Knows how to play. Same with Alex, and everybody knows how special JP is. But it's not me coming here and telling them, I think you should do this. It's just me, adding a weapon next to them. That's just the way I want them to look at it.
Hi, Khris. Good return game, and early in the game, you drew a charge on Giannis, and I noticed that you smiled. And I just want to know, did you guys talk to each other like trash, or you talk trash to your own team?
Nah, I'm not very big on talking. But the charge is something that was there, had to take. And I know it's a little thing between me and him that I know about charges. How it could change the game for the opponent, and it got him in foul trouble. We were able to get 2 charges on him tonight and fouled him out. So I'll be happy about that. He won't be too happy about that, even though he got the win, but I am happy about that a little bit.
Did Giannis say something to you?
Nah. He probably gave me a look. I didn't want to look at him and just play, but yeah.
Can you elaborate more on Bub's mid-range? Being a mid-range assassin like yourself?
Yeah, I'm starting to see that more and more. He's a guy that is letting me know that also, which I love. But he's a guy that, like you said, his strength is mid-range in a league where mid-range isn't that very popular. So for him finding the balance of knowing when to shoot that pull-up and when to keep driving or find other plays is important for him. I think he's reading that. The coaches have been doing great with that. But, you can never lose confidence in your mid-range no matter, how the league is going, because it's one of the hardest shots to stop.
What is it like being reunited with Malcolm Brogdon after so many years of watching him come up in this league, and at one point you was probably mentoring him in Milwaukee?
Yeah, he won't admit it. He doesn't like me to say it, but he was my rook at one point. But, it's great to be back with Malcolm. He's a great player. I mean, he won Rookie of the Year when he was with us. And I know the type of player he is. I know the type of person he is. So he's a guy that, you know, I trust. I know how to play with him. I know how he rocks. And, you know, he's a good guy to have around for sure.
Can you take us through those last two shots and also what it meant for the Wizards to give you that, to play through you late, even if it's your first game?
Yeah, they, you know, gave me an opportunity to you know, beat my old team, which I appreciate. Didn't go the way I hoped it would have went to, but we ran 2 sets where I thought I got decent looks. Brook blocked one. The other one was a tough shot that, you know, maybe I could hit, maybe not. But, you know, got to be aggressive in those moments and live with the results.
Not a question.
Hey, this is Ed from the Locked On Wizards. So the charge, is that something you felt like you knew Giannis's moves from playing with him so much?
I mean, it's probably anticipating, knowing what the play is, knowing what he likes to do on those screens, but then also being in the right position in the team defensive spot. You know, a lot of guys are in that position, are going for blocks. I'm not a guy that's going to jump with a lot of people, so my job there is to take a charge.
And how did it feel with Coach Keefe giving you the keys at the end of the game? I know it's a situation
it was great. Put a lot of trust in me. Tried to make the right plays. That's all I could do. Miss turnovers, whatever. I just try to make the right play for the team.
We're all trying to really just go out there and compete, play our hardest. Since the beginning of the season, we've had a chance, you know, for young guys to really play. They trust us for that, so we just got to play hard, really, and, you know, try to compete, really.
What was it like having Marcus Smart as part of this defense? You know, you'd be protecting the rim on the back end and having one of the best perimeter defenders in front of you.
Yeah, I mean, just the intensity. I don't think I was on the court at the same time as Marcus, but just seeing him, you know, like his intensity, doing everything, talking. He's early in his spots, so I think he's just like leading by example, and he's just great for us to follow because he has so much, you know, experience on winning teams, and, you know, whether it's offensively or defensively.
Alex, today you hit several threes against one of the best shooting big men, Brook Lopez, and in the league, and also scored over Giannis. In terms of your development, what kind of player do you see yourself becoming in the future?
I mean, I'm just trying to work on my game all around, just so I can be able to do whatever needs to be done on the court. So whether it's, you know, being a presence defensively, you know, like being a presence down low offensively too. So, yeah.
What did you think about Keyshawn's big defensive plays at the end of the game?
Oh, yeah, I mean, Keyshawn was definitely had a great impact defensively at the end of the game, offensively too. But, you know, just his stops, they were huge, and it really gave us momentum in the fourth.
Sure. And with about like 30-odd games left, what about tonight? Are you guys hoping you can carry into the rest of the season and finish strong?
I think just realize that, you know, we can up our communication still. Tonight was, you know, really competitive game, and I think, you know, we just got to keep it going, stick together, and yeah, keep competing.
What was it like trying to counter their defense in the second half after the hot start that you had offensively?
You said what, sorry?
After the hot start, you had 15 points in the first half. How did they adjust, and what was it like trying to go up against that defense?
I mean, they did red a little bit. So I had to adjust to that. You know, some more pick and rolls, some different type of actions. So, you know, just keeping the game flowing and, you know, like letting stuff happen.